Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Luxlight, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the #1 mistake every Brawlhalla player makes. If this video ends up helping you, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be making a ton of guides to help you guys improve. And if you want any personal coaching from me, check out the link down below. Okay, so this mistake ranges from around 1500 to 2300, and I know that's a pretty big gap, but I'm telling you, this is super easy to understand. So first of all, let's talk about what we already know. We know if I'm playing Mordex, right, and I have Scythe, I have Inlight, I have Sidelight, and then I have D-Light. And with these moves, like right here, I'm able to hit you, right, because it's the unreactable zone. So if we have this big wall here, this is unreactable, and this is reactable, right? So if I'm standing here as the Orion, you can't attack me because you're going to miss, and then I'm going to punish you because I can react to your attacks. However, if I'm like over here, you miss an attack, I'm too far away, so I can't punish your attacks. And then if I'm right here, I'm in the unreactable zone to where if you attack me, I can't react, and so I get hit. We understand that, and what else we understand is, let's say we're in the Orion's shoes, we're fighting Mordex, and he's right here. If I know I want him to miss, and he's not just straight up attacking me, if I do like a dash dance, or I do something like this, or like an empty hop, then I'm baiting him to miss, and then, you know, once he misses, I punish him. That's what we know. Okay, so now let's talk about the actual mistake you guys are doing. So let's put you guys in the Mordex's shoes, and I'm going to put myself in the Orion's shoes. So I'm going to pick up a weapon, you're going to pick up a weapon, we're going to be in neutral. We're in neutral now, right? And I'm going to dash dance, right? I'm just going to dash dance, I'm going to be like, okay, what are they doing, right? And then you guys just don't attack me, right? So I'm like, wait, they're not attacking me. Okay, well, let me keep baiting them. Let me do this. Oh, you're not attacking. I'm going to empty hop. You're not attacking. I'm going to do this. You're not attacking. I'm going to do this, right? And you're still not attacking. You're not falling for any baits. So what do we do now? Because, wait a minute. Like, before, we always learned, like, hey, you just do a bait option, they miss, and then you attack. But not everyone's going to fall for a bait option. Some people know you're trying to bait them, right? What do we do now? And, right, whenever I think about, you know, this sort of neutral situation, I don't think about just strictly trying to bait you. I think about trying to get information from you. So, like, let's say I'm doing this, right? And I know, hey, you're not attacking. And I do this, and I'm like, hey, you're not attacking me. Okay, well, now I know that you're just standing still and waiting for me to actually miss an attack, because I'm not missing an attack. The second thing, obviously, like, you can just try to run in and aggress me, in which case you miss, and then I punish you. Or, whenever I'm, like, dash dancing like this, you can either stand still, right, like we talked about, or you can try to do empty hops, like this. A lot of people, like, when you dash in and you walk into them, they start doing this over and over again, right, like this. And while this seems like, you know, a good option, if you get read out for this, like if I just know whenever I dash into you, you're going to do that over and over again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you know, first figure out, like, hey, this is what you're doing, and I'm just going to jump stare you, right? If I'm playing this, I'm just going to jump stare you. And the reason this works is if you look at this hitbox here, right? And this sort of does depending on timing, so like where you do it. Let's say I do it like, if I dash jump here, and just as long as I stare about this kind of range here, right? If I have a stare that's kind of like this range, anywhere in this area, what's going to happen is if you're like standing right here, right? This is where you're on the ground. If you jump up into me, you're going to get hit. And then if you're like right here and you fall down, you're going to get hit. And then if you're in this middle zone, obviously you're getting hit. So this stare covers all of this middle area right here, to where if you try to jump into me, I'm going to hit you. What happens when you empty up is obviously you're doing it too fast. You're not going to be able to react to the stare because I just, you know, jump stare you, right? That's way too hard to react to. So no matter what, right? Just like I do the stare, doesn't matter where you are, it's going to hit you. Like right here is the middle zone. And so because I have the stare, it's going to hit you like that. Okay, so let's say I'm playing spear, and then you're like right here, you're still empty hopping. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for this empty hop, right? I'm going to dash dance, figure out your empty hopping, and then I'm going to be playing spear, and I'm just going to dash D-Light you. And you can see here, look when I dash D-Light. You're fast falling to the ground right now. You're on the ground, but then you jump, and I catch you right here. Barely catch you, by the way. But this works because first I have this hitbox here. So, you know, if you're landing, you're getting hit. If you're jumping now, you're getting hit. Right, but even this area that's missing, like the small area is going to miss, guess what? Because you're already jumping, you can't avoid it now, you're still getting hit. Like, I'll literally a frame later, just because you go slightly in the air, barely catch you here. So because I have a hitbox that covers this whole area, just like Lance Sarah, I'm going to catch you. Well, every weapon has a move like this, that's going to cover this sort of area and get you in the air. And so you just have to figure out what that move is, and then, you know, boom, you have it. I'm not going to go over every single weapon, because that will take forever, but right, the more you play the weapon, the more you understand your weapon, you're going to find that sort of move that catches that area. And so boom, that catches you know, if they're empty hopping, anything like that. And then obviously if they're standing still, right? If I know you're not attacking me, then what I can do is I can dash in and then light you, right? On spear. And then I can dash in, light you on lance, because this is hard to react to. You can't react to this in time, right? And so that's just how I'm going to punish you. Okay, so this is where we're going to talk about why attacking first matters. If I were in the situation, like I said, where I know you're not attacking, and I do space, I know you're not attacking, then I can dash in light you, right? Because you're just standing still. If I dash in light you, and you're standing still, this works only because I'm the one attacking first. So here's the situation, right? Let's say I'm fighting you, and you want to play passive by just standing still. You don't want to attack, you want me to miss. So if I run in and attack you like this only works if you're staying still and not attacking me. The reason why is because let's say I'm fighting against, you know, let's say I'm playing Lance, let's just get a different weapon this time, and I'm playing against Scythe, right? And our fighting, let's put it on Mimic, or not Mimic, Mira, right? And so now we're facing each other. Now whenever I press inlight, we're both going to do an inlight at the same time. We clash, right? So what's going to happen is, let's just say this Mordex takes an extra frame to inlight. What's going to happen is instead of clashing, he's going to be a frame late. So even though our hitbox comes out, his hitbox comes out a frame later, right? Let's say his hitbox is going to come out a frame later. My hitbox is already out, so I hit you, and then your hitbox doesn't come out, just because of a frame difference, right? And some weapons are going to be like this, to where some weapons do come out faster than others. So that does depend on like certain weapon matchups. But a lot of the time, it is going to be pretty much the same, to where whoever attacks first is going to win. But this becomes an issue to where, let's say we're fighting a super aggressive player, and, you know, like, we don't get any information. Like, we don't dash dance, we don't figure out he's standing still, and we both just run in and attack. Or let's just say he's standing still, but, like, he's an aggressive player. So, like, if I dash dance here, he's going to inlight. Let's just say that, right? So what's going to happen is, let's say I know he's going to, if I dash dance, and I don't know he's going to attack, but he will attack. So if I dash into him, and I try to hit inlight, what's going to happen is he's going to be able to actually do inlight first, right? And the reason why he can do inlight first, so let's say if I'm right here, I dash in, right? I inlight, and this takes like how many frames? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 frames to reach him. Cool. So what happens when this Mordex decides to just, instead of doing that, right? He's super aggressive. He sees the dash, and then he instantly inlights. Oh, wait. It doesn't work. Because he knows I'm dashing in, and because he knows whenever I dash in, he should attack, because that's how he thinks, right? He just inlights me. And then that catches first, because even though I'm doing inlight here, like, you can see my inlight start up here, his inlight comes out faster and covers this area in front of him, so my inlight doesn't come out. And so I lose the interaction. And so that's why it's very important that your opponent stands still for you to be able to poke him with inlight, because if your opponent attacks first, he can react to this dash, right? And so this is where we have the in-between. Either your opponent stands still and we inlight them, or your opponent's super aggressive, in which case we do dash dances like this and we try to bait them, right? And that's how you punish that. Okay, so this is the final option, and this is where the big mistake. So let's say we're back into the Mordex choose, right? We're playing Mordex and we're fighting this Orion, and I'm gonna play the Orion, you guys are gonna play the Mordex. So if I dash dance against you, or like I starter step to you, like I do like this, and I try starter stepping to you, or I just like, you know, half dash to you, like I do this little half dash like this, and I'm half dashing to you, right? I'm constantly doing this. What's going to happen is I'm going to put ourselves in this unreactable zone, and then here's the issue. You're going to think to yourselves, well, I don't want to attack first because I don't want to miss. But he's also putting ourselves in an unreactable zone. So in this situation, whoever misses first, right? Or sorry, not whoever misses first. Whoever attacks first is going to get the hit in, right? We know that. So in your mind, you're going to think to yourself, well, wait, I don't want him to attack me first. So instead, I'm going to like give up my space real quick, and I'm just going to dash back. Which sometimes isn't bad. There's going to be situations, I'm going to show you, like the situation where dashing back actually isn't bad. But if you dash back here, well, guess what? You just gave up stage, right? Because now you have no space here. And then I have all this space to work with. And so now the situation becomes you're in disadvantaged state and I'm in advantage state because this wall is completely different now. So instead of it being a situation where we try to get into unreactable, reactable zones, it becomes a situation to where you have nowhere to back up to. You can't back up anymore. And so now either you're going to stand here and give me all this space, or you're going to run in here, right, and find some way to run in. But then guess what's going to happen? you're gonna be the one dashing into me. And if you're the one dashing into me, if I attack first, like if I attack when you try to attack me, I'm gonna catch you off first, right? Because my move's gonna come out faster. So it's that very same situation. It's just this time, right? You want to run in, not because you want to hit me, but because you want to get to stage. But now if you try to run in, well, you get hit by in light. And if you try to run in and attack first, you still get hit by in light because you're dashing first. I can react to that faster. Okay, so yeah. We have that, we know this, so we're gonna have this wall here, and we know it's hard to get in here, right? We know it's hard to get in here. So what else can we do? Oh wait, well we can't back up anymore. So that means our only other option is to stand still, in which we know we're gonna get hit by inlight, or we can start empty hopping, in which we know we're gonna get hit by dash jump stare. So wait a minute, we're on the wall, we're in a huge disadvantage. We need to figure out something because nothing works here. And by the way, if you like try to like jump up super high and try to avoid it, either you're gonna get caught off by a move like nair or recovery, and if you don't, then you have to be in the air, in which case you're still in disadvantage because now you have to land to the ground. And then one of two things are gonna happen: either you're gonna be in the air, or you're gonna run out of options, and when you land to the ground, you get hit by either like an inlight or you get hit by a sig because it's forced because you have no options. Or you're going to be in the air and you're going to be like, well, I don't want to run out of options, so I go to the stage, right? I go for this like little platform here, in which case I have like nair to cover this entire platform here, so you can't lay on the platform. So let's talk about the mistake for the Mordex first, right? The mistake for the Mordex was that he got scared and he decided to dash back and give up space. Instead, you need to hold your ground on center control. And like we said before, if you know your opponent's baiting you like this, well, then you can bait back. You just try to make your opponent miss. That's neutral. That's how neutral works. However, if we know our opponent's super aggressive and they're going to dash in and attack us, well, like we said before, just as long as you inlight first, this inlight, my inlight isn't going to work because I'm dashing. You can react to this dash before I inlight you. So you can still inlight me back and that'll cover, right? You have a wall, you have a poke tool, you poke me back. So that's how you can maintain your ground. And so what you don't want to do is you don't want to feel pressured by this enough to where you feel like you have to go back. Because once again, right, we're going to be in this situation. I'm going to have this wall against you. You need to figure out what you want to do. So that's how you fix that mistake. Now I want to talk about the mistake for if you're in the situation of the Orion. Because this is probably the biggest one that's going to happen to you. Is that a lot of you don't know what to do here. Like, you guys probably know that, like, hey, like, I have stage here, but I don't know what to do here. And this is something that even when I was, like, 2200, I didn't even know what to do here. Because a lot of people, they play this ultra passive gameplay, and they sit on this edge of the stage, and then a lot of you just don't know what to do, because you're just sort of standing here, you're like, wait, how do I approach him? Because, you know, you want him to miss first. But he's not missing, he's just sitting on the edge. And then, you know, you can't approach him because, you know, I don't know, he's playing Rayman and he side ticks or whatever, or he, like, plays ultra passive, he runs from you, right? And so, believe it or not, it's a very similar situation to the neutral we had before. It's just now we have to think about it differently. So, if you remember before, right, when I was talking about, you know, the different ways of playing, either you stand still, you run in an attack, or you dash back. The way I figured that out is by baiting you with a dash dance, or baiting you with this. And either you attack me first, in which case I punish you, or you stand still, in which case I inlight you, or you start empty hopping, in which case I just jump stare you, or you dash back, in which case I'm going to close the distance until you get to this edge of the stage right here. Right? But now we're on the edge of the stage, and as the Mordex, we can't dash back anymore. So it's either you're going to stand, empty hop, or run in and attack me. Now, here's the issue, right? Is a lot of you feel like you're fighting a passive opponent because they dash back. So, like, back in the neutral situation, you go forward, you dash back. So what you do is you just instantly try to dash in again. But guess what? This is a similar situation where if you try to dash in and attack them, right, because they can't dash back anymore, if this opponent decides to attack first, you're still the one dashing in and attacking. So it doesn't work. Instead, keep this wall built. Remember this wall. And think to yourself, okay, I need to gather info on what my opponent wants to do on the edge of the stage. So either, like we said before, he's either going to try to run, go super high in the air, in which case, you know, juggle them, hit them on the platform, whatever. Or he's going to stand still or empty hop. And you're going to figure this out, not by just running in and attacking, right, or doing whatever. You're going to sit here in the middle of the stage and be like, okay, I have the wall now. Let me dash dance. Let me, you know, do this, right? Let me empty hop a little bit. Let me just see what he wants to do. And then one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to stand still, or as well as like empty hopping, same thing, right? He's going to just start empty hopping really fast, in which case, if you get this information when you're doing this, if you know he's staying still, you can just dash in light him. And if you know he's about to spam empty hops again, just, you know, dash stare him on lance, or like dash delight him on spear or whatever. Those both work. But what he can choose to do instead is, because he gets risky, right? He's scared because he's on the edge, so he's like, oh, I need to get center control, so he's going to run in and attack you. And you need to be ready to react to this, because a lot of people don't react to this, and they just get hit off for it, and they're like, wait, why did I get hit off for it? Like, why is he attacking first now, right? It's like he's playing passive or whatever. And so what you need to do is bait them out, right? Do this, right, when they're on the edge of the stage, and then see if they want to attack you. And if they run in and attack you, it's the very same thing, where you just punish them. You just react to them, dashing into you, and punish them, because guess what? They're the one dashing in and attacking you, right? And so even if they're like, try to go super close to you, right, and they try to do this, where they space it out, well, I have plenty of time to react to this. Like, look how many frames this is. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 frames just before the first, like, move comes out. So, like, boom. Like, look how easy this is to punish. If they try to run into me, if I bait them out, do a dash dance, and they try running into me, like, that's just a free hit. They can't do much, right? So just as long as you attack first, just as long as you be like, oh, punish you, right? Guess what? You've now have this wall built that they can't get through because you're covering everything. If they try to run in, you can in-like them. If they try to go in here, you can, you know, like, hit them with Nair or whatever, right? Or if you're on Spear, you can hit them with D-Light. So you have two options like that. And so now the Mordex is struggling because now it's hard to get in. And there is a situation where the Mordex can try to, like, bait you out. And if they try to, like, bait you out instead of, like, running in, like, if they try to dash dance or anything, well, you do realize that, like, if you do dash dance, I can just hit you straight up because I know you can't run back, right? So if I just see you dash dancing, I can close the distance and just hit you like that, right? So that doesn't really work. And so, yeah, now we're in this situation to where that's how you have the advantage, right? A lot of you, what you do as the Orion is you think, oh, well, I should just run in and constantly aggress them. No, you need to do this. You need to bait him out and figure out what he wants to do. So another example, I'm just going to use this one that I know I've seen in my games. Like, if you ever fought Connor 88, I think he's like 2300, right? What he does is he plays ultra pat. He will just run from you the whole game, right? He'll try to 8-minute you. The issue with him, and like you pick this up when you fight the same people over and over again. I think I fought him like 3 times. I just know he's like a really popular character, right, in the ranked community, so I'm using him as a good example. But like, you know, when you fight these guys like at least 2 times, you usually have some sort of read on them, right? Just as long as you remember who they are. When you have like a game plan knowledge, when I know Connor 88, I know when I queue him, he's gonna play passive. He's not gonna switch up. He doesn't mix up. He constantly plays passive. So if I know he's gonna play passive, what I'm gonna do is if I dash dance or if I dash into him or do any of this, what I know he's gonna do is he's just gonna jump. He always jumps instantly, right? And so this is like an example of a read. We know if he dashes in, he's gonna jump. And so instead, I'm gonna dash jump in and catch him with Nair. I'm gonna dash jump in and catch him with Sarah, and that punishes his jump. And then same thing. Let's say he's playing. Let's say we're fighting someone else. I don't really have an example for like a really aggressive player, but like, you know, I'm going to, you know, I have the advantage. I'm gonna do this, and then, you know, when he runs in, I'm just gonna punish him. Or where I have an opponent who's just like, I don't know, he plays like, I don't know, Moonin. Let's say he plays Moonin and he's playing, let's say he's playing Scythe, and whenever I aggress him, he tries to do this D-Sig, right? So I can't approach him because he has this D-Sig. Except for I can, because if I know, like if I do this dash dance and then I see a D-Sig come out of him, like let's say I'm right here, and let's just say Moonin does the D-Sig, right? Well, if I know this D-Sig's coming out when I dash dance in, I have this information, I instead of just dash dancing straight up, I could just do this and punish him for it. If I dash in and I know he's doing D-Sig, boom, like that's a free punish. And so what this looks like, it'll look like this. It's not going to be exact timing, but like I tried to, I'd be like, oh, let me dash into him. I'm going to dash jump, and he's going to try to D-Sig me. I know this is like perfect timing, but right, and I catch him because I avoid the hitbox. And you've seen this, I know you've seen this with Queen Eyes too. Queen Eyes do this as well, where they jump D-Sig. It's the same thing. You just punish them for it because you know they're gonna do it. If you know they're gonna do it, just punish them for that. You don't want to just run in and get hit by it. And so yeah, a lot of people at your elo, they're either gonna play super aggressive, they're gonna have some move they like to do, or they're gonna play like ultra passive and try to run from you. And that's the counter for all of it, right? That's how you have to think. You just have to think of, let me bait them out, figure out what they want to do, and then if they run to the edge of the stage, then I can bait them out again, figure out what they want to do on the edge of the stage. And it's just information gathering over and over again. You know what they do in neutral, and you know what they do on the edge of the stage. And that's how you win those interactions. So, yeah, if this helped you at all, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.